Yo, what's good with it? What's popping? A familiar guest, Mr. McFadden, as we will call him. You dig what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you what I did not know. I feel like somebody just called my name. Yeah. And it was in one of them tones like, hey.
Yeah.
Look, I did not know you and Patrick Peterson was really related.
Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all blood cousins? Or it's like, oh, that's my cousin, but
y'all from around the way.
Yeah. Now, we blood cousins, and I'm going to do one up on you too, Cam. We have another cousin that played at Auburn, Walter McFadden.
What?
He played for the Raiders. He's our cousin also.
Did not know that.
Yeah. About to make y'all go through y'all family.
Yeah, you talking about who you grandma now.
And then get this, though. So in high school, I wore number 8. In high school, Pat wore 7. In high school, Walt wore 6. So when we go to college at Florida State, I wore 8, Pat wore 7, Walt wore 6 at Auburn.
Oh, that's
crazy. And then in the league, I wore 20, Pat wore 21, Walt wore 22. And it wasn't even planned that way. It's just how it happened.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I think, bro, it's so important that having dreams and aspirations for the younger generation, you know, to hear these particular conversations and talks. When did you have it on your heart to say, this was the measure of success that I want to kind of get to? Not just coming from Florida, but having aspirations to play at Florida State, then having the opportunity to play, you know, having a very illustrious career, more than most, playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers or teams like the Steelers. You know, when did you really know or buy into the idea that I can be a professional football player?
When I first fell in love with football, football was the first earthly thing that I fell in love with. And around 8 years old is when I made the commitment to myself that I wanted to do it. We had career day one time in 4th grade. And career day, you're supposed to come, of course, you know, show who you want to be when you grow up. You had lawyers, you had police officers, you had firefighters. I came in as a football player.
Yeah.
So my teacher at the time told me that's not a profession. So you have to pick another profession, a la teacher, principal, police officer. And I said, no, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. And
my teacher said, if you don't change your profession, I'm going to give you an F. I said, there's no other profession for me. So I was already speaking it into existence because my mom was very, very firm on the tongue is powerful.
Yeah.
And I actually had a love for it. So at that time, man, around 8, 9 years old is when I was like, man, this is what I want to do. And the most important thing for me was to be able to go to college for free. Because I came from a situation where my mom didn't have the funds.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do everything in my power to make sure she wasn't concerned about what I was going to do when I graduated high school.
That's real. So you still speaking now to this day, all right? And you said words are powerful. Tell me about your transition into media now, like, and where you want to be, you know, when it's all said and done.
Man, my transition, man, when my career ended, I got injured, tore my hamstring, and, you know, I had a decent career, but I didn't have a Cam Newton-like career. But you keep it real, you know what I mean? When you're a household name and your name resonates through every community. But I understood that I still had a love for the game. Even though I can't play anymore, what's the best way I can show my appreciation for the game and my love for the game? People threw coaching ideals at me, but, you know, there's no flexibility in coaching.
No, for sure.
You know, especially if you're coaching college ball. It's a year-round thing. So I said the next best thing would be to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wanted to try my hand at it. And, you know, for us being competitors, you know, when people tell you you can't do it, that makes you want to do it even more.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that was the changing the guard for me and making this transition. And every day I love it, man. Think about what we do, bro. We watch ball, we talk ball.
Yeah.
It don't get no better than that.
It don't. It don't. Like being on a network, what is it, Fox?
CBS.
CBS, and covering sports or football primarily through the lens of the NFL view as well as the college view. The state of college football.
Oh. Man, come on, man.
Is it a way that you think it can be fixed?
Yeah, if the adults start to act like adults. That's the issue. It feels like we have a bunch of toddlers running the NCAA. There's no structure. There's no regimen, right? There's no fine line of what you can and cannot do. It's the Wild Wild West. Tampering. You know, you can sign with Auburn on the NIL deal for $2 million. Somebody can tell you, hey, man, we got another deal for you in place. You rip that contract up, and you go to Ole Miss now.
Yeah.
There's no stability in building a roster. You know what I mean? So I think the NCAA, man, need to get back to how it used to be to a degree when we were in college, where there was a certain structure. Not to mention, How I'm seeing kids, man, number one, stay in college for 7+ years. In those 7 years, they didn't play for 6 different universities.
I mean, yeah.
I got a question for the adults that's watching us right now. At what point in life can you say, God, I want to transfer and get a different life? I don't like what I'm in right now.
Yeah.
At what point can we do that as adults?
You got to
why are we allowing these kids to pick up and move when things are not going accordingly? Now, I know in some cases, guys, it makes sense to transfer.
For sure.
Yes.
If the coach recruited you, you built that relationship, that repertoire with that right. coach, okay, cool, right? But now, if he leaves, that makes sense. But outside of that, man, they're just picking up and leaving, man. They're not training kids to fight. Being an adult means you got to fight.
Yeah.
Every day, right? You don't own success, you only rent it.
Yeah.
And every day you got to pay that rent.
Bro, I'm looking at a dynamic where what we took pride at with the small kind of caveats or mementos, the Letterman jackets. You know what I'm saying? I had one of the kids, multiple kids, always see my platform as a way to say, hey, I want to commit on your platform. And I'm like, do you really want to commit to the school, or you just want this opportunity to get more clout? Now you take a situation to say, hey, I got a Letterman jacket, that's gone. Patches on a Letterman jacket, that's gone. Stickers of pride to be able to say, hey, bro, I've been a 3-year starter here. That's gone. Because the state of college football has now forced athletes to say, it's nothing here left for me to do. And what we were playing for, it wasn't tangible. No. It was just a mental, like, bro, I can always bring my kids back to a Florida State game, bro, and it's love. I can always, you know what I'm saying, know what it felt like to play in Doak Campbell, like for years, like it was dog fights. Well, these kids now playing for 7, 6, 5 years, you got a different Letterman jacket for different every year, and it's so like, what are we doing?
There's no structure, okay?
But I'm saying, is the knowledge being passed down? Like just how you was able to say, playing in this stadium, the legacy, feeling this emotion. Like it's somewhere, shape, or form, it's been a gap within that aura, that energy, that feeling that hasn't been passed down to the next generation. Do they know, or is it a situation where they just don't care?
I don't want to kind of piggyback or just jump on the bandwagon of tarnishing the players.
Yeah.
Because the players, whether we want to give the credit to it or not, they're doing what coaches have been doing for years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to hold the players accountable, hold the coaches accountable too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only difference is players don't have to have the buyouts. One of them actually just got sued by one school, but at the end of the day, they worked it out. Now he can, go play for the University of Miami or Miami University. Well, however, I'm looking at a dynamic now where you got coaches who have always made the best decision for their career.
Mm-hmm.
For them.
Now you make the playing fields equal, where now the players can make the best decision for their career, and this is what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So the point of the discussion is when there's no structure,
anything can happen.
And it is happening right before our eyes.
Yeah.
My thoughts on Notre Dame. Viral or not, the truth is they do have an NBC deal that doesn't warrant them to want to get out, and it brings a lot of money to their university or college. When I say they're not relevant, my premise or my criteria is when you look at viewership, in the 80s, the 90s, Notre Dame was must-see TV. They are college football's Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But I would even say, respectfully, the Dallas Cowboys have not been thrusted in the position of like, yo, they win. They're just in front of our eyes. And when you think about what Notre Dame used to be, it was a way for the propaganda of football to be seen in America.
Yeah.
Now when you look at it, Marcus Freeman is a hell of a coach.
I agree.
But the dynamic of how we receive them, we have to put certain things in perspective. And when you give them a caveat to say, hey, y'all rank 12 or higher, we'll automatically give y'all a bid. That's baloney to me, bro.
I agree with you with the premise of they made a special criteria for Notre Dame to be able to get in, a criteria that doesn't apply to the other schools.
That's true.
That's not fair.
That is not.
That's not fair. You made a spot now because of them being exempt from the playoffs last year that if you get to the top 12 moving forward, you're guaranteed a spot without playing in a conference championship game. So if a conference championship game isn't relevant or needed for Notre Dame, why is it relevant for Auburn?
Exactly. With the schedule that they built themselves.
Why is it relevant for Ohio State? I've been one to say since they implemented this new 12-seed playoff landscape, conference championship games are like the in-season title for the NBA. It's a trophy, but it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
It don't mean nothing. Now, if you look at it, if you're Ole Miss, you were actually happy you didn't play in the SEC championship game.
Right.
You didn't have an extra game to get beat up in,
That's true.
mentally and physically. You had that bye week to go off and really get things rolling. So college football, the entire landscape has no structure, bro. If you didn't know any better, you thought there were no decision makers overseeing the NIL, the transfer rules or the lack thereof. Coaches, how can a coach in college football leave a team in the midst of a season
and still want the right to coach? Knowing that you with the ops now.
I'm coaching both sides.
You would never see Bobby Bowden wanting to say, hey, I'm about to go to coach at Florida. Or let's just say Mississippi State.
Anywhere. That would be the equivalent of seeing a coach like Mike McDonald leave Seattle in the midst of the playoffs.
That's true. It's like, hey, but let me show up to the Super Bowl game, though. Let me finish that on out.
But I still want that Super Bowl check.
Yeah.
In the ring if they get it. Like, NCAA, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
Come on, the game is still special.
Yeah.
It's still a special platform, the game is, but there's so many things that are not in the field related that makes no sense.
But I'll say, my last thing, too, on this topic is when you start to factor in the nostalgia of college football, one of the things that we took pride in was bowl games.
Yeah.
How do you fix that now?
See, that's the thing. Now, with bowl games still having a place, but they're not as relevant because if you're not competing for championships, what are we doing?
Not even showing up.
So I don't know if they can actually fix bowl games, Camps, because I'll do your question for you. Let's say you was at Auburn right now, right? And you're an NFL legit prospect. You guys didn't make the playoffs. Are you going to play in the Gator Bowl?
Wow.
You getting ready for the draft prep.
But peep this, though.
Right?
And you came out of Florida State when?
2004.
All right. I'll give you one better. Well, in 2000, I think it was 2003. I want to say 2003, 2004. Was that when Vince Young played Michigan?
05.
But no. Vince Young played
in the Rose Bowl.
It
was in the Rose Bowl.
It was 2 Rose Bowl games.
Yeah.
But one year he played USC, which for the national championship. The year before that, he played Michigan.
I think that could have been 04.
Right?
I think you could be right.
But what I'm saying is there was so much around that game. That was almost Vince Young's coming out party for what we were to see in the following year.
Yeah, you're right.
That was a bowl game, and in this day and age, that's an irrelevant bowl game.
It is.
That still didn't keep seniors from playing in it.
Yeah.
It was a great matchup.
It was a great matchup.
Very good Michigan team versus a very good Texas team, and knowing that some of the best performances were to see teams that were non-conference teams go against each other, and they was fighting because of the lineage of the team.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that now college football has become a semi-pro-esque type of thought process because there's no amateur sports no more. But understanding, like, how do we bring back the importance of rituals?
Yeah.
How do we bring back the importance of, like, even though, how can we get every game to mean something?
Like how it used to be? There's because I still watch bowl games to this day, right? But I don't know if it will get back to being how you just displayed for us because of the 12-team playoffs and the national championship. And eventually, they're going to increase it from 12 to 16.
Yeah.
So then when that happens, it really diminishes bowl games.
It's like, so
how
what
they
you
used
playing
to be.
for? Yeah.
I got a fix for it, though.
What you got? Commissioner Cam, what you got?
Yeah.
Easy. You turn bowl games into in-season games.
Elaborate.
Pete, you know how you have kickoff games?
Yeah.
That's now the new bowl game. And then also, where you have two to multiple bye weeks, you were to say, hey, the second best plays the first best of that specific conference.
Okay.
Right? A Big 12 opponent, a Big 10 opponent plays ACC or SEC. Now, this is what everybody's avoiding. Very competitive games in the middle of the season.
In the middle of the season, yeah.
But what it would do is bring back the aura of NCAA football where it has never been consistently. We may luck up and say, Alabama gonna play a USC?
Yeah.
A good USC team? I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only real depth of competition comes in the SEC.
Yeah.
Like for Ohio State to play Michigan State, it's like, okay, it's hit or miss for Michigan State. You know Ohio State is going to be able to compete. They're going to have talent. But if we can wedge in, hey, if we can have a matchup where an SEC has to play a Big 12 or a Big 10 team and an SEC team intertwined, that would make
So basically, not to cut you off, but it's basically what we see in NCAA basketball.
Yes.
The Big 10 ACC challenge.
Yes.
Like those type of challenges
Yes.
where every year
Yes.
you're going to have this influx of Big 10 SEC, Big 12 ACC,
Right.
and you put the who's of the who.
because everybody's
Yeah.
protecting the O.
Yeah.
Everybody's protecting undefeated season. Everybody's not going to be Indiana. And I would say, I'm sorry, but I would say Indiana is being compared to the 2019 LSU.
No,
Tigers.
you can't do that. No,
But
we're not
here-
doing that.
But
No, we-
statistically, they can go statistic versus statistic.
No, okay.
The only reason why you can't is because of who LSU played.
And-
Their strength of schedule is the only difference.
It is. But my eye test tells me Indiana was a good team, but they're nowhere in the same conversation as that 2019 LSU team. They're nowhere in the conversation. And I'll do one more up for you guys with this to debate about. I don't consider Indiana to be a top 5 all-time college team.
No.
Period. In my opinion.
No, all time though.
All time.
What about in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years, heck, I'm putting 2 of those Alabama teams in the top 5, right? LSU will be in there. I can't overlook the Deshaun Watson championship team, right? That Ohio State team from what we saw last year, right?
The Ohio State with Ezekiel Elliott and Michael Thomas.
Oh,
12 games.
Like what do we like that Ohio State? I was only talking about Ohio State last year.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one who took Alabama to the woodshed, if I'm not mistaken, in that playoff run. So Indiana was a great story, but the reason why is because Fernando Mendoza is a good quarterback.
Okay.
He's nowhere close to doing what Joe Burrow did.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdowns. 60, bro. 60.
But what about his receivers, though, what he had to throw to?
You don't even want to talk about those
It
receivers.
still was 60 touchdowns.
You don't even want to talk about their receivers. We're talking about, at that time, Joe Burrow was the best. It wasn't a debate about it.
Yeah.
If Joe Burrow played against that Miami team in the national championship game, which I love, he would not have struggled against them like how Fernando Mendoza did because of what was surrounding him.
Correct.
So I understand they're 16-0, but no, I mean, you can debate me on that one. I'm not taking, they were not in my top 5.
It wasn't.
No.
There's a statistic I'm trying to pull up that
That
has
Deshaun Watson Clemson team that
That
beat
was-
Alabama, I think, in San Francisco.
Yeah,
Oh, they lost to Deshaun Watson, never won.
Who the national championship?
That
National
was
championship, the Clemson team.
The Clemson team.
Clemson. That was
When they beat that
Not
was it
Lawrence.
Alabama. It was in the semifinal. It wasn't for the national.
I know they beat Alabama leading up to that championship
Yes.
run. But that Alabama team was great. So
Would you put them over that Florida State team with
2013?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That was.
You had 22 starters get drafted.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? And look at Jameis' season.
Yeah, facts.
So, nah, I ain't going to discredit what Indiana did, but I'm saying when y'all talk about all time, man, you got to look at player per player, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the deciding factor, player for player.
I can't bring it at this particular point, but what I would tell you is this. Both teams have a lot of similarities. Heisman Trophy winner.
But they said that's a weak class.
Listen, the point differential. when you're upwards of 30 points, that's dominant.
It is.
You see what I'm saying? But man, listen.
Joe Burrow, what we talking about? The man threw 60 touchdowns, bro.
I get it.
Against high-level teams.
I get it.
What are you talking
I get
about?
it. Like the matchup of that year was the two. I don't think we will ever really see a matchup that we probably took for granted at that time. But the 2019 LSU versus Alabama probably housed more NFL athletes in the matchup.
Come on, man.
Bro, I'm talking about you got Devontae Smith going against Singletary.
Come on.
You got so many different. The running backs on both sides was just explosive.
2019, man, y'all can't do Indiana like that, man. Indiana, keep it real, man. I understand, great team, but that LSU team was special. And I'll throw in one of those, the 01 Miami team.
That's why I said 10 years.
I'm sorry.
When you start going all time,
You go all time. You go all time. That's a different boat you got to swim.
I can't give them 10. They ain't in my top 5 in the last.
Not even in 10.
No.
Man, hold on. Before you get out of here, go ahead.
Because I said if you were to put them teams on the same field, LSU gonna mollywop them.
Okay.
Now LSU defense wasn't as good as Indiana's.
So who could compete all time in your book of who could compete with the 2019 LSU team?
That Vince Young championship team.
That'd be a good one. Texas?
Yes, that Texas team. That 01 Miami team.
I wouldn't throw no USC teams in there?
USC for sure.
Yeah, USC. Yeah, USC.
You got Lindell White, obviously Reggie.
Yes.
Matt Leinart. Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Or,
I think Steve Smith was on that team too.
Yep.
That 01 Miami team was hell. I mean, yeah. I would throw those teams out there before I throw Indiana out there.
We're good. I think we get to that point, but it's sad that when you keep it a buck and when it's backed by reasoning and logic, people will still say you're bitter.
I know.
You're a hater.
They're trying to tell me.
If they don't got nothing else to say,
You know what I'm saying?
put a bit of card out.
They call Cam a hater every week.
Every day. I love it.
I wear it so proudly.
But we got to talk about this, though. The game, the big game. We here at Super Bowl. Now, what is some of your key takeaways or your key matchups this game?
Offensive line for New England, can they protect Drake May? I mean, he's been sacked 15 times in 3 games. That's 5 a game, right? So if they can protect him, he will be more prolific. If they can't, we're going to see some of the same struggles. But also, if they struggle, they're playing against an offense that does not have the deficiencies that the offenses they faced in the playoffs had. Seattle is a more equipped offense to put points on the scoreboard. Houston didn't have the same luxury.
Yes.
The Chargers didn't have the same luxury because they couldn't protect. And they played against a backup quarterback in the AFC Championship.
They be saying they be getting a lot of hall passes on their way to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
So that hall pass, that golden
skip down.
Get out of jail free card.
If they don't protect Drake May, old Sam I think can put points on the scoreboard.
And what would it be like as a former teammate of mine to look at Sam Darnold with now you got to get a prefix of Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Wow, right?
Wow.
Sam Darnold.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Bro.
That's why coaching is so important.
No.
They rid him off. They wrote him
player
off.
partner. The distinguished, cerebral Mr. McFadden.
That's my guy. Always, man. Y'all boy keep
Appreciate
killing
you,
it,
brother.
man.
Thank you, dog.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.